Dwyer's snake. Endemic to eastern Australia, this small elapid inhabits New South Wales and southern Queensland in areas ranging from coastal forests to inland woodlands. Suta dwyeri, also known as the variable black-naped snake, measures approximately 29 to 31 centimeters in snout-to-vent length, with males slightly larger than females. The species displays a cylindrical brown body with a slender to medium build, featuring a short head somewhat widened to distinguish it from the neck. Coloration varies from light brown to darker brown with distinctive black markings on the nape and head region. This secretive nocturnal species seeks shelter under rocks, ground litter, and debris during daylight hours. Dwyer snakes feed primarily on small lizards, particularly skinks, which they capture during nighttime foraging. The species is viviparous, giving birth to approximately 8 live young per litter. As a member of the elapidae family, Suta dwyeri possesses hollow fixed fangs connected to venom glands, though herpetologists classify it as weakly venomous. Documented bite cases report minimal symptoms, typically limited to slight swelling and minor local irritation lasting several days. The Queensland Museum does not include this species among snakes capable of inflicting potentially fatal bites. Curl snake. This heavily built elapid occupies dry areas across eastern and central Australia, with distribution extending through New South Wales, Queensland, South Australia, and far northeastern Western Australia. Suta, known as the mile snake in Western Australia, typically measures 40 centimeters in length, though specimens reaching 60 centimeters or more have been documented. The species possesses a wide head and robust body that tapers to a point at the tail. Coloration ranges from dark to reddish-brown with a distinctively darker head and paler flanks. A temporal dark-edged stripe, typically orange in color, extends from each eye to the snout. The species inhabits grasslands, scrublands, and open woodlands, sheltering in soil cracks, old burrows, and under woody debris during daylight. This nocturnal forager feeds predominantly on small reptiles including geckos, skinks, legless lizards, and other snakes, with small mammals and frogs comprising approximately 20% of dietary intake. Suta is viviparous, bearing live young in typical litters of 5, though litter size ranges from 1 to 7 offspring. The species derives its common name from its characteristic defensive behavior of curling tightly into a spring-like coil to protect the head when threatened, followed by violent thrashing movements. The venom is neurotoxic and considered especially dangerous to small children, with bites from large specimens warranting serious medical concern. Little whip snake. This slender elapid inhabits eastern Australia from southern Queensland through New South Wales into Victoria, favoring open forests, woodlands, and grasslands. Demangus amorphous measures between 40 and 60 centimeters in total length, displaying an exceptionally elongated and slender build adapted for rapid movement through vegetation. The species exhibits olive-brown to gray-brown dorsal coloration, with a cream to yellowish ventral surface. The head is narrow and only slightly distinct from the neck, with large eyes featuring round pupils that provide excellent daytime vision. This diurnal species actively hunts during daylight hours, demonstrating exceptional speed and agility when pursuing prey. The diet consists primarily of small lizards, particularly skinks and small dragons, which the snake overtakes through sustained pursuit rather than ambush tactics. The species shelters beneath bark, rocks, fallen timber, and within grass tussocks. Reproductive biology follows an oviparous pattern, with females laying clutches of 3 to 8 eggs during spring months. When threatened, Demangus amorphous typically flees rapidly rather than adopting defensive postures, though cornered individuals may flatten their necks slightly and strike if escape proves impossible. The venom is considered mild, with no recorded serious envenomations in humans, producing only minor local effects in documented bite cases. Ornamental snake. Found across northern and eastern Australia, this small elapid occupies diverse habitats from tropical savannas to dry woodlands throughout Queensland, Northern Territory, and northern Western Australia. Furina ornata, also known as the orange-naped snake or moon snake, measures between 25 and 40 centimeters in total length with a slender build. The species displays distinctive coloration, featuring gray-brown to olive-brown dorsal surfaces with a characteristic bright orange, yellow, or cream-colored nape patch that extends onto the neck. The ventral surface appears cream to pale yellow. This nocturnal species spends daylight hours concealed beneath rocks, logs, leaf litter, and within soil cracks, emerging after dark to hunt. The diet consists almost exclusively of small skinks and other diminutive lizards, which the snake locates through patient searching of ground cover and vegetation. Furina ornata is oviparous, with females depositing small clutches of 2 to 5 eggs in moist soil or beneath rotting logs during warmer months. The species demonstrates cryptic behavior when disturbed, preferring to remain motionless and rely on camouflage rather than fleeing or displaying aggression. The venom apparatus is poorly developed compared to larger elapids, and the species is considered harmless to humans with no medically significant envenomations recorded. Monk snake. This diminutive elapid inhabits southeastern Australia, occurring in South Australia, Victoria, and southern New South Wales in temperate woodlands, grasslands, and mallee scrublands. Parasuta monicus measures 20 to 35 centimeters in total length, making it one of Australia's smallest venomous snakes. The species displays uniform gray to dark brown dorsal coloration, with a glossy appearance from smooth scales. A distinctive feature includes a dark brown to black crown, or cap on the head, which inspired the common name referring to the head covering worn by monks. The snout is rounded and the head barely wider than the neck, with small eyes featuring round pupils. This secretive fossorial species spends most of its life beneath the surface, occupying soil cracks, abandoned spider burrows, and spaces beneath rocks and logs. The diet consists almost entirely of skink eggs and very small juvenile skinks, which the snake locates in underground retreats. Parasuta monicus is viviparous, giving birth to 1 to 4 tiny live young measuring approximately 10 centimeters in length. The species demonstrates extreme reluctance to bite, typically remaining motionless when discovered or attempting to burrow rather than displaying defensive behavior. The venom apparatus is minimal, and bites to humans are exceptionally rare, with no recorded cases of significant envenomation. Yellow-faced whip snake. This elegant elapid ranges across eastern Australia from northern Queensland to Victoria, inhabiting open forests, woodlands, heathlands, and coastal areas. Demantia sammophis, also known as the yellow-faced whip snake, measures between 50 and 80 centimeters in total length, though exceptional specimens may reach 1 meter. The species exhibits an extremely slender build with a long, tapering tail, comprising approximately 1/3 of total body length. Dorsal coloration varies from pale gray to olive brown or bluish gray, often with a bronze or copper sheen in sunlight. The distinctive feature includes a prominent pale yellow to cream facial stripe extending from the snout through the eye to the neck. The head is narrow and elongated with large, prominent eyes featuring round pupils adapted for diurnal hunting. This highly active, fast-moving species hunts during daylight hours, demonstrating remarkable speed and agility when pursuing prey. The diet consists primarily of small lizards including skinks, small dragons, and occasionally legless lizards. Yellow-faced whip snakes employ active pursuit hunting strategies rather than ambush techniques. The species is oviparous, with females laying clutches of 4 to 10 eggs in late spring. When threatened, individuals typically flee at high speed, but if cornered may flatten the neck, raise the forebody, and strike repeatedly. The venom is relatively mild, causing localized pain and swelling in documented human bite cases, but no systemic effects. Grey snake. Endemic to eastern Australia, this secretive elapid occupies coastal and highland regions from southern Queensland through New South Wales to Victoria, favoring wet forests, rainforest edges, and moist woodlands. Hemiaspis demeli measures between 30 and 50 centimeters in total length with a moderately robust build. The species displays uniform dark gray to bluish-gray dorsal coloration, occasionally appearing almost black in some populations. The ventral surface ranges from cream to pale gray or pinkish gray, often with darker gray suffusion. The head is small and barely distinct from the neck, with moderate-sized eyes and round pupils. This primarily nocturnal species shelters during daylight beneath rocks, logs, tree bark, and within deep leaf litter in moist microhabitats. The diet consists predominantly of small skinks, which comprise over 90% of prey items, supplemented occasionally by small frogs. Hemiaspis demeli is viviparous, producing small litters of 3 to 8 live young during late summer months. The species exhibits cryptic defensive behavior, remaining motionless and relying on camouflage when disturbed rather than fleeing or displaying aggression. The venom is considered weak with minimal medical significance. Documented bite cases report only minor local pain and slight swelling resolving within 24 hours without treatment. Spotted black snake. This robust elapid inhabits eastern Australia from central Queensland through New South Wales to northeastern Victoria, occupying open forests, woodlands, grasslands, and riparian zones. Pseudocus guttatus measures between 1.2 and 1.8 meters in total length, with a heavily built body and broad head distinct from the neck. The species displays glossy black to dark blue-black dorsal coloration, with distinctive cream to pink spots scattered across the body, concentrated along the flanks. The ventral surface ranges from cream to gray or pinkish gray, often with dark blotching. This semi-aquatic species demonstrates strong affinity for water bodies, frequently found near streams, rivers, dams, and wetlands. The diet includes frogs, fish, tadpoles, reptiles, including other snakes, small mammals, and birds. Spotted black snakes are excellent swimmers and often retreat to water when threatened. The species is oviparous, with females laying clutches of 8 to 20 eggs during spring months in moist locations beneath logs. When cornered, individuals flatten the body, raise the forebody in a defensive S-curve, and may strike repeatedly if harassment continues. The venom contains myotoxins and mild neurotoxins, causing localized pain, swelling, muscle damage, and potential systemic effects requiring medical attention. While less toxic than many Australian elapids, bites warrant hospital evaluation and possible anti-venom administration. Blue-bellied black snake. This distinctive elapid occurs across northern Australia from the Kimberley region of Western Australia through the Northern Territory to northwestern Queensland, inhabiting tropical woodlands, savannas, and rocky escarpments. Pseudocus weigeli measures between 1.5 and 2 meters in total length, occasionally reaching 2.5 meters with a robust build and moderately broad head. The species displays glossy jet black to dark blue-black dorsal coloration with a characteristic bright blue, blue-gray, or pale gray ventral surface that extends onto the lower flanks. The head is relatively small for body size with moderate eyes and round pupils. This primarily nocturnal species shelters during hot daylight hours in rock crevices, hollow logs, dense vegetation, and abandoned burrows. The diet consists of frogs, reptiles including skinks and other snakes, small mammals, and occasionally birds. The species is oviparous, with females depositing clutches of 6 to 15 eggs in protected locations during the wet season. When threatened, individuals typically attempt escape, but if cornered will flatten the body, hiss loudly, and strike with mouth agape, displaying pale interior. The venom contains myotoxins, anticoagulants, and nephrotoxins causing muscle damage, bleeding disorders, and potential kidney damage. Bites require immediate medical attention and anti-venom therapy. Mulga Snake. This substantial elapid inhabits eastern Queensland and northeastern New South Wales, occurring in brigalow scrublands, dry woodlands, grasslands, and agricultural areas. Pseudocus colletti measures between 1.5 and 2.5 meters in total length, with some exceptional specimens approaching 3 meters, making it one of the larger black snake species. The species displays variable coloration ranging from light brown to dark brown or reddish-brown dorsally, with distinctive cream to orange bands or irregular crossbands along the body. The head features characteristic pale to orange coloring on the snout and rostral region. This primarily nocturnal species shelters in deep soil cracks, gilgai depressions, hollow logs, and beneath ground debris during daylight. Mulga Snake demonstrates strong association with heavy clay soils that crack deeply during dry periods. The diet consists predominantly of small mammals, particularly rodents, supplemented by frogs, reptiles, and occasionally birds. The species is oviparous, laying clutches of 8 to 14 eggs during spring months. When threatened, individuals often rear up dramatically, flatten the neck and forebody, hiss loudly, and strike with considerable force if provocation continues. The venom contains potent myotoxins and anticoagulants causing severe muscle damage, rhabdomyolysis, kidney failure, and bleeding disorders. Bites represent serious medical emergencies requiring immediate anti-venom administration. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, like this video, and drop a comment. See you on the next one.